My name's Samantha Goode. I'm Community Library Manager for Wednesbury Library, Hilltop Library, Oldbury Library and 2 Express Libraries. One at the Children's Centre at Priory and one at the Children's Centre at Bright Futures on Hatley Heath. So I manage the 3 libraries and the staff within them, and we are trying to get as many different groups involved in what we do at the library as possible. So we work with lots of partners. We've got CAB in, we work very closely with the Children's Centre, so we've got Play and Stay, Cradle Club, Dads groups, we've got over 55s groups. We try and work with lots of partners and give them the space so they can contact the people that they need to get to. So we've got a job club on a Wednesday as well, so that supports people who are looking for work. We're kind of like the hub of everything, I think, and then we get the partners to come in and work with us, and then they can help the customers that come in then. So whether it's somebody who's unemployed, somebody needs debt advice, or you've got families that need some support with the children from the Children's Centre, then they know they can come into the library and they can get that kind of help. So that's what I think our job is. It is about books, because books are really important, but it isn't just about books. There's so much more that we do. I always think of libraries as a place where anybody can walk in if they're on their own, and they can just sit down, they can read a paper, they can look at a book, they can use the internet, they can get some support with something if they need it. So if you've got a family with small children that needs help, or you've got an older person who's lonely, you can always walk into a library and there's somebody there who can help them. It's responding to people's needs, isn't it? And that's what we need to do, you know. And I think people's needs are more complex now. People need support with the internet. You know, if they're seeking work, a lot of people who are put out of work have got no IT skills, and they need some help and they need somewhere to go where they know there'll be someone on hand who can support them. It's a bit convoluted. I trained to be a teacher, primary school teacher, and then I didn't get a job straight away, and I started being a play leader, and then I got a job at the archive service in Smethwick, so I worked in the local history section for about 4 or 5 years, and then I did my library degree, and I was local studies librarian, and then I started working in public libraries then, so that was how I did it. Well, you could take various routes, so you can decide whether, obviously I was doing local studies librarianship at the time, so I did a local studies librarian route and public libraries, and some media studies as well. So we did, it's how to store information, how to pass information on, and then with the media studies, we did all kinds of different things with media studies, which has nothing really to do with libraries. But I've got to say that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that side of it. It's all about kind of film studies and things like that. That was really good as well. So it was kind of quite a broad spectrum really for a degree. I've been here for 6 years. I was at the local studies library for about 10 years, I think, in various posts. So I was a library assistant to start with, then I was local studies librarian, and then I got the job here, community library manager. I'd find it really hard to give a normal day because it just depends on the day. I mean, I normally get in quite early and sort through all my emails because I was getting lots and lots of emails from various partners and other people. And then I might have a meeting. I could have a meeting with CAB to set up the partnership here with the Children's Centre, to have a conversation about express libraries and the training they need. And then come back here and do some local planning with the staff here, so that, I mean, in libraries we do lots and lots of consultation with our customers, so we're always planning and trying to make sure that we're doing the kind of things that they want us to do. So if it comes to like going through a mystery shop that we've had recently with the staff, so we're making sure the customer care is at the appropriate standard, you know, to just catching up with the groups and talking to them about what they need and whether they need any more bookings, or there's just loads of different things you end up doing really. That's the one thing, you never get bored, because it's very different as well, because I manage this library, but Oldbury Library is very, very different. Different client group, the customers are quite different, the needs are different. So you have to really focus on that when you're doing your planning of your events and your activities, and also planning for partners. At Oldbury Library we have a lot of mental health support groups there. Here we have a lot of kind of information provision, like with the job club and with CAB. And we've got Samuel Adult Family Learning who are providing courses. So they're all really different and varied. So you can end up talking to somebody about preschool learning, and then you could end up talking to somebody about bereavement counselling. You know what I mean? So you could be doing loads of different things. So that's why I love it, because you come in the morning and then by the time you get to 4 o'clock, you're like, is it that time already? So the days go really, really quickly. At the moment, Wednesbury Library is being refurbished. Some of the work's been being done because of some structural problems with the building, but it's kind of meant that the whole building's going to be refurbished. So it's more bringing it up to the 21st century, really. We've got Wi-Fi for our customers, and we have done some consultation with the customers about the kind of things that they need. We need a larger children's area so that we can fit in our Plains Day and Cradle Club groups, because we've got so many children coming in. People need more privacy on the PC so that they can be more spaced out, so they can look at Universal Job Match and be a little bit more private when they're doing that. And also, the biggest thing is to make the space as flexible as possible. So all of the furniture that's in the middle of the library will be able to be moved back. So what we're doing more and more of is putting on folk nights, and we're doing more evening events so that people using the library from like morning till night then. So we're trying to encourage that out of hours use as well. So I think it's hard for me because I worked in local studies first, so that was outside the public library side of it. But I think if anything, people need us more now than they did before, because there's a lot of people finding it really difficult at the moment. And if you've got a small child who's really interested in reading, can't afford to buy them 5 books a week, but you can come here and get them for free. So I think people need us more, and it's just making sure that we tell people what they can get from us, so they use us to the maximum, really. I think that's the most important thing.